Imagine a world where LaserDiscs were the future of home entertainment, or when pagers made you feel like a secret agent. The 80s promised us flying cars and robotic helpers. But what happened? Today, we're diving back into the tech that once felt like tomorrow but got lost in time. Welcome to a journey through the most fascinating, quirky, and sometimes absurd technologies of the 80s. These inventions weren't just gadgets. They were glimpses of a future that never quite arrived. From gigantic mobile phones to floppy disks that couldn't store a single photo by today's standards, each of these tech relics tells a story of ambition, hype, and eventual obsolescence. Stick with us until the end, because number 10 will reveal a technology that's making an unexpected comeback today. Item 1. LaserDisc. In the early 80s, the LaserDisc was touted as the ultimate home video format, promising superior image and sound quality compared to VHS. These massive shiny discs looked like oversized CDs and made movie nights feel futuristic. Yet their high cost, bulky players, and the inconvenience of flipping sides mid-movie doomed them. People just wanted simplicity, and VHS won that battle. Ironically, the LaserDisc laid the groundwork for later formats like DVD, but by then, it was too late. A classic case of being too advanced for its time and too impractical for the average household. Item 2. Betamax. Sony's Betamax was the first home videocassette format, launching in 1975 and gaining traction into the early 80s. Its picture quality was superior to VHS, but Betamax tapes only recorded 1 hour compared to VHS's 2+ hours. Consumers didn't want to change tapes mid-movie, and when adult film studios chose VHS, the format war was practically over. Despite its technical prowess, Betamax couldn't survive the convenience factor. It's a bittersweet reminder that sometimes marketing and compatibility matter more than quality in tech evolution. Item 3. The pager before smartphones. Having a pager on your belt in the 80s meant you were important, or at least wanted to feel that way. These little devices buzzed with numeric codes, signaling you to find a payphone and call back. For doctors, executives, and even cool kids, pagers were cutting-edge communication. But the rise of cell phones in the 90s rendered them almost instantly obsolete. Still, that buzzing was a status symbol, and in some circles, it even had its own pager code language, a fascinating cultural artifact. Item 4. Floppy disks. The iconic 5.25-inch floppy disk was the backbone of 80s computing. With a whopping 360 KB of storage, you could barely save a photo by today's standards. But back then, this was your digital treasure chest. You carried your programs, games, and school papers on these flimsy squares. Their vulnerability, easy to corrupt, break, or demagnetize, was their downfall, especially as hard drives and CDs emerged. Yet, the sound of a floppy drive clicking away is pure nostalgia for anyone who grew up with an Apple II or IBM PC. Item 5. The Walkman. When Sony introduced the Walkman in 1979, it revolutionized personal music consumption throughout the 80s. Suddenly, music was portable, private, and stylish. The sight of people jogging with headphones became iconic. But as CDs, MP3 players, and finally smartphones took over, cassette tapes and Walkmans fell by the wayside. Yet their cultural impact was massive, giving birth to the idea that music could accompany every moment of our lives, from morning runs to midnight bus rides. Item 6. Video phone prototypes. In the 80s, video phones were the stuff of sci-fi come true. Companies like AT&T introduced bulky, expensive prototypes that could send video over telephone lines. The dream of seeing who you were talking to seemed so close, but the technology wasn't ready. Poor video quality, high costs, and the lack of infrastructure meant video calls remained a gimmick. Fast forward decades, and we finally got FaceTime and Zoom, proving that some futures just arrive late to the party. Item 7. The clapper. Clap on, clap off. Who could forget the catchy jingle of the clapper? This 80s gadget promised home automation before smart homes were a thing. With a simple clap, you could turn lights and appliances on or off. It felt like living in the Jetsons world. But the technology was clunky, often misfiring from loud noises or TV sounds. As smart plugs, voice assistants, and home automation evolved, the clapper became a fun novelty rather than a true convenience. Yet, it was an early step toward connected living. Item 8. The Nintendo Power Glove. In 1989, Nintendo introduced the Power Glove, a wearable gaming controller that looked straight out of a sci-fi movie. It promised motion controls decades before the Wii, letting players interact with games through hand movements. However, the execution was less than stellar. It was awkward, imprecise, and most games weren't designed for it. Still, the Power Glove became a pop culture icon thanks to movies like The Wizard, and its legacy lives on in the VR and motion control tech we have today. Item 9. Digital watches with calculators. In the 80s, sporting a Casio calculator watch wasn't just geek chic, it was peak tech. These watches let you do math on the go, impress friends, and feel like a mini computer was strapped to your wrist. But as smartphones began doing everything a watch could and more, calculator watches faded away. Yet, they remain a charming symbol of 80s futurism, and today, retro enthusiasts and tech nerds still treasure them as stylish throwbacks to a simpler digital age. Mid-roll engagement. Which of these technologies did you or your parents have? Or maybe there's a quirky 80s gadget we didn't mention. Drop your memories in the comments. I'd love to see what tech made your childhood feel futuristic. Item 10. Polaroid instant cameras. The Polaroid camera was magic in your hands. Snap a photo, shake it, and watch the image appear. In the 80s, this was instant gratification before social media existed. But the rise of digital cameras and smartphones with instant sharing features made Polaroids feel obsolete. Yet, they're back. Gen Z and millennials have revived instant photography for its vintage charm and tactile joy. Stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll explore other forgotten 80s tech that's quietly making a comeback today. From LaserDiscs to Power Gloves, the 80s were a wild time for tech dreams that didn't quite pan out, yet they paved the way for innovations we take for granted now. Which of these do you wish had succeeded? Or is there a retro gadget you still secretly love? Let us know in the comments. If you love diving into nostalgic tech, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a rewind into the past.